I got into my car and drove away, leaving Molly behind on the porch. She probably sat there, stunned and anxious, trying to make sense of what had just happened. I knew she'd be reeling, her thoughts spiraling, but I couldn't bring myself to stay. What I'd just learned weighed too heavily on me. But tonight wasn't about confronting her or seeking answers in the chaos. It was about making the first real move toward reclaiming my life, a life that, moving forward, would no longer include her. As I drove through quiet streets, the cool night air slipped in through the slightly cracked window, and the steady hum of the engine became a dull rhythm behind my thoughts. I was searching for something. Peace, clarity, maybe just a place to catch my breath. When I finally pulled up to Gabriel's house, the soft glow of the porch light wrapped around me like a blanket. The familiar scent of baked lasagna floated through the air, and for a moment, the world felt less heavy. Gabriel and Rose welcomed me with the kind of warmth that asked nothing and offered everything. Their smiles were genuine, though I could tell they noticed something in my posture, something tight, withdrawn. Gabriel clapped me on the shoulder in his usual, easy way. "Good to see you, Mason. Come on in, make yourself at home." His tone was upbeat, but there was a layer of concern beneath it. Rose greeted me with her calm, kind presence, her eyes searching mine gently. "You look like you've been through it," she said softly. "Come sit. Let's get you something to eat." Their kindness nearly undid me. For a brief moment, I could almost forget the betrayal I'd just uncovered. I followed them inside, pushing thoughts of Molly to the edge of my mind, if only for the span of a meal. At first, I kept the conversation light, talking about work, asking Gabriel about his team, what it was like to work with him, and his vision for the future. But no matter how I tried, I couldn't hold it all in. The weight of what I was carrying kept creeping in, pressing at the edges of every word. Eventually, Rose picked up on it. She always did. She leaned in slightly, her voice quiet but firm. "Mason, you don't have to share anything if you're not ready. But if you do want to talk, we're here." I hesitated. The silence stretched. Then I exhaled, slow and heavy, setting my fork down with a small clink that broke the moment. "It's Molly," I said finally. The words felt like they'd been trapped for days. "She's been cheating. Not once, many times." Gabriel stopped mid-bite. His fork hovered in the air as disbelief took over his expression. "Mason, I'm so sorry," he said, voice low and steady. Rose reached across the table and placed her hand gently on mine. "I can't imagine how hard this must be for you." I swallowed the lump forming in my throat. "It's worse than that," I said, voice barely steady. "It's not just strangers. It's Brad, my boss, and a few of his friends. Even his son." I paused. "I have proof, but seeing it, knowing it, it's destroying me." Gabriel's face changed instantly at Brad's name. Anger flickered in his eyes. "Brad?" he said, almost in disbelief. "That's beyond low." Rose's voice softened further. "Do you have anyone else to talk to? Someone who can help you through this?" I shook my head. "Not really. That's part why I came here. I just needed someone to hear me." Gabriel straightened up, his voice steady, and I had to brace myself for what was coming. The following day, I confronted Molly, holding up the proof of her betrayal. "And these?" I asked, my voice sharp and unrelenting. "It wasn't just Brad, was it? His son, his friends, even people I don't know. How many were there, Molly? Did they just use you, or did you throw yourself into it willingly?" Her face crumpled, and tears streamed down her cheeks. I don't know how it got this far," she whispered, full of remorse. "It started with Brad, but then I couldn't stop. I felt trapped, ashamed. I didn't know how to face you." "Trapped?" I echoed, my voice rising, anger starting to take hold. "No one forced you into this. You made those decisions, one after another. Every single one was a betrayal. Of me. Of us. You let it spiral, and now you're crying like you had no choice. You want sympathy now." She buried her face in her hands, sobbing. "I know I messed up, Mason. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I still love you." My hand slammed against the table, the sound slicing through her crying like a blade. "Don't," I hissed. "Don't say you love me. People don't destroy what they love. They don't lie, cheat, and humiliate. Love? You buried that word the moment you chose Brad. She went silent, her crying the only sound between us. I leaned back, my voice lower but no softer in meaning. This is done, Molly. There's no going back. I'm filing for divorce. We're finished. Her voice was barely audible. What do you want me to do? You'll pack your things and leave before the papers are served. Stay away from me, from this house, from my life. You wanted Brad? His chaos? Go enjoy it. Her shoulders shook under the weight of my words. I'll leave tomorrow, she whispered. I stood, unable to look at her any longer. Good. The sooner the better. I turned and walked out, leaving her in the ruins of what she created. Upstairs, I sat on the edge of the bed, staring out the window. Reality hit me hard. My marriage was over. The woman I thought I knew had become someone I no longer recognized. But beneath the sadness, I felt something unexpected. Relief. I'd made my decision. I wasn't clinging to the pain anymore. The path ahead was uncertain, but it was mine to walk. Tomorrow would begin without Molly, without Brad, without the burden of their lies. It was time to start over. What followed was a storm, grief, betrayal, the collapse of everything I had trusted. But as the dust settled, I found myself stepping into something new. Molly's world unraveled completely, dragging Brad and Matt down with her. Their lies had destroyed more than a marriage. They had destroyed lives. Standing at her memorial, I felt a strange calm. Letting go wasn't for her. Forgiveness wasn't either. It was for me. It was how I would find peace. Work kept me grounded. Empire became my anchor, and Gabriel proved to be a steady guide through unfamiliar waters. Therapy sessions with Rose helped me dig deep and rediscover who I used to be. I got into fitness, started learning martial arts, and revived old passions. Bit by bit, I was finding my footing again. So when Tracy invited me to happy hour, I hesitated. Being social after everything felt foreign. But staying stuck wasn't going to help me move forward, so I agreed. That night at Hitchhikers, something shifted. I laughed with Tracy and the team, enjoyed the simplicity of good company and light conversation. No tension, no lies, just people being present. Tracy and I shared moments, little things that made me smile without effort. Over time, we began to spend more time together. Coffee here, lunch there, an occasional drink after work. She never asked about my past. She didn't press. She treated me like a man worth knowing, not someone broken, not someone to fix. One late evening, after we both worked overtime, she came by my desk. "Want to grab dinner?" she asked, her eyes soft, her smile warm. I paused and nodded. Yeah, I like that. As we walked out together, I realized something. I was ready, not for love, not for another commitment, but ready to open myself to possibility. Life had hit me hard, but I was still standing, still moving forward. Tracy wasn't a substitute for what I'd lost. She was something new, something kind, and for now that was enough.